some people are going to lose jobs, right? Any place that there is a job that is repetitive, AI is going to destroy it.
Are you scared?
The mediocre repetitive tasks are going to be taken care of, but the unique, innovative, creative tasks, those are going to blossom.
So now you're talking about, at this point, it's time to evolve again.
Yep. It's time to learn anew.
Survival of the fittest. Now we always forget the last part, which is the elimination of the unfit.
To keep moving forward.
Whoa.
Yes, it will force a lot of people to go back to the drawing board.
Okay.
What they will get from the drawing board, I cannot say.
AI is not even about the individual level again. Now governments is now getting to a matter of national security. America is trying to, move at a faster pace than China. China is trying to move. Some other countries in Europe are trying to, Russia,
The advanced countries have noticed that whoever is able to hold the key to a new technology benefits from it massively. And that's all that is going on. That creativity, which is where we thrive as humans, would always be available. I've not been able to come across any form of technology that can solve it, right? All technology can do is to come as a result of it, not actually create it.
Because at the end of the day, AI is still working on the data that we
have generated. Yes.
How do you think we're gonna survive?
Real, got to be real to the core. Real to real.
Drum rolls! Ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do when we do what we do, how we do when we do what we do. Avik in the building, It's another time on the Real2Real Podcast. And today, I have another real one. One of the realest ones I've met. When it comes to computers, this guy is a don. He's a software engineer. He is a crypto engineer. He like money. He is the CTO of Flex Finance. This guy is behind a lot of apps, a lot of websites that we use on a daily basis, but he has always been hiding his face from the camera. But today, I'm bringing him to the front of the camera. I'm talking about no other person, ladies and gentlemen, than my guy from way back, Bayo. Adigbemi.
Yo, bro.
Bayo.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome to the Real2Real Podcast.
Thanks for having me, bro. It's an honor.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Well, Bayo, we have a lot of things to talk about, though. But before then, how you doing now? What's up?
Bro, I'm good. Enjoying creating stuff. There's nothing more interesting than creating stuff. When you put things together and they work the way you design them to work. Sometimes even when they don't work the way you design them to work, but they work in a way that makes you go eureka. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's been awesome. It's been fun.
All right, Bayo. Let's talk about the real topic of this day. But let me give you a background story first. My sister sent me a picture a couple of days ago. Now, the picture has a birthday cake with our kids. I was like, your birthday is in 3 months. Come. Are you taking your birthday pictures already? It's too early. And she was not laughing. She sent a laughing emoji or one sticker or something. She was not like, you did not even ask me how I came about the picture. I said, that's what I'm saying now. She was like, no, she didn't go to the photo studio. That it's AI. I'm always like the woke. Like, I didn't know, bro. It was too real for me. to detect that this thing is AI.
Yep.
So, Bayo, what we're talking about today is AI.
Artificial intelligence.
And I want us to talk about AI in the, we're in Nigeria. Some people will be like, why are you guys talking about AI? Now, I don't want us to talk about AI in the big Nigerian picture. Because if we talk about AI in the big Nigerian picture, it doesn't make sense. Why? Because our children are still shouting up NEPA. So we are far from, as in the big picture, we are far from AI. The people in the forefront of the country are dinosaurs. For real. So we are far from AI as in that big picture. But I want us to talk about AI in the perspective, from the individual perspective. So that can probably add up to the
tech.
big picture.
The big picture.
You understand? So let's talk about AI. Today we can't dive so deep. We have to just scratch everything on the surface. Today, Bayo, what's up with AI?
AI. Okay. Where do we start from?
Let's start from the perspective of a young Nigerian.
Okay, so for those who are comfortable enough, little by little, you're having students in school who are supposed to summarize projects, who are supposed to read up on an article, read up on a particular topic, and then give a presentation in class, depending on AI. Why? Because they can easily tell AI, give me a 10-line summary about this particular topic, right? And it will go gather the information it can and give you. And when it comes back, it tells you, this is the summary, this is what I picked, this is what I picked. Now, it has come a long way comparing to what it used to be, right? Compared to what it is now. It's gotten a whole lot better, right? That's to achieve that cost a lot, right? To achieve that cost a lot. But it's come a long way, and it's actually very, like, it's the rate of success is very high now compared to before. It's still not perfect. There's still some mistakes here and there. You still have to verify the work of the AI. Although that's something I also believe in, right? To actually make the best of AI, you have to verify the work of the AI, right? Which in turn activates the feedback loop, which also trains the AI to do a better job next time.
Okay.
Right. So if we're talking about AI, that's just one perspective. Another one is the one you described, which is the pictures, right? Few days ago, there were updates on Sora. Sora is for video creation, right? So yeah, AI is here to stay, and it's basically infiltrating all the different corners of creativity, right? All the different corners. Any place that there is a job that is repetitive, AI is gonna destroy it.
Are you scared?
Okay. So if I'm gonna be scared of anything, I'm less scared about the AI itself and more scared about the people who will use the AI. Right? The reason is, number one, by nature, humans and everything we do comes with bias. At any point in time I'm speaking to anybody, I have some bias I'm working from, consciously or unconsciously. So that's the first level of the human interaction. So the humans who design the AI already have some level of bias, right? Now, when you take that bias and then you layer on it the person who is actually using the AI, right? People have used AI for interesting things, right? You see different things and you can't really blame the AI, right? You can only say someone used the AI to do this. Okay. So no, I'm not scared of the AI. It's actually interesting. It's a new age, right? The important thing is The important thing is actually being able to extract the value correctly, right? Effectively. And to once you are able to extract that value and then complete the feedback loop, give the feedback to the system, thereby improving the system, it's going to keep growing, right? We've had a lot of complaints about privacy and what have you because of people's data and what have you. That's all part of the training process. It's all part of the training process for the AI. So, no, I'm not scared, I guess.
You're not scared?
No, I'm not.
You think AI is bringing an apocalypse?
Okay, so by itself, I doubt.
Okay.
But the people who create it and the people who use it, very likely.
Okay. Now, some people are out here, like especially in this part of the world, or even in other parts, even in the advanced, places, they are still, they are not in tune. They are still like, no, AI, it's not real, it's this, it's that, it's that. They are still like in that zone.
Yeah.
And this thing, some people are saying, can we just turn it off? Some people are saying, can we pull the plug? But for me, I'm a realist. That's why this podcast is the Real2Real Podcast. Realist, if we are being realistic, we cannot pull the plug.
Yep, you can't.
It's gone so far.
It's like spoken word. Once you've said it, you've said it. There's no taking it back.
It's having its effects already.
Yep, greatly.
It's taking jobs already.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Talking about that photographer I was talking about. That. Okay, my sister told me that. Oh, my birthday, I'm not going for a photo shoot. This is what I'm using. That has taken a pot of soup away from that our photographers. Like maybe the money she's gonna pay is gonna afford him one pot of soup.
Yeah.
That one pot of soup
It's gone.
Now, that photographer is supposed to now use that money probably to buy something from someone else.
The economics of it.
So, it's going gradually. In all this, how do you think we're going to survive? Now, we're still talking about the present situation.
Yep.
We're still going to the future. But let's talk about the present. How do you think we will survive?
Okay, so there's been a kind of a repetition if you look through human history.
Okay.
When there's a new innovation, there is a shift. You have new value being generated due to that innovation. You have some old value being discarded. Now, that old value which is being discarded, some of them which are unique then become a luxury. So out of the ones that should have been discarded, some are converted into a luxury, right? The new value is generated. So what's going to happen is for a mediocre photographer, you would likely lose your job. But if you are a quality photographer, the person will still have to come to you to take that picture which they are going to use on the AI to generate what they want to generate. But it means you have to be good at what you do. You have to be outstanding at what you do. So you'll become a niche of your own. So that's the way I look at things. That's the way I see things going, right? If we look at human history, that's what has happened over time, right? We switched from analog to digital, right? But there are some things that are analog and till tomorrow they will remain analog.
They're even sought after.
Like they are sought after as analog, right? There are some things that people are like, nope, we are definitely not doing digital for this. So for instance, look at different systems. You have their fallback, and the fallback is analog. That when digital fails, or if digital fails, you fall back to the analog system. Right? That's why you still see that there are still places that still have very intensive analog as a part of their system. So it's not that a whole lot more of the analogs were not destroyed. It's just that those that were left were those that actually had value that surpassed the average. Right? Case in point, I came across a story recently of I think the only typewriter shop in New York or something like that. They've existed since the 1800s, I think. I'm not sure of the exact timing. Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
But they've existed that long. And right now, they are the only shop remaining. And now they are making more money than they ever made. So that's how interesting it is. So that's what I see happening with AI. Some people are going to lose jobs, right? The mediocre, repetitive tasks are going to be taken care of. But the unique, innovative, creative tasks, those are going to blossom.
So now you're talking about, at this point, it's time to evolve again.
Yep. It's time to learn anew.
You know, in biology, evolution, I think I was in SS 1 or 2. They've not taught us evolution. I went to go and read it. You know, it's at the back of modern biology.
Yeah, it's
So I
at the
went to go
back
and
of
read
modern
the topic.
biology, yeah.
One of the most cruel laws I've seen in my life existed in the theory of evolution, which is survival of the fittest. Now, we always forget the last part, which is the elimination of the unfit.
To keep moving forward.
Whoa. So it's time again for us to evolve in our ways.
The only problem is people don't understand what the meaning of fit or the fittest is. Fittest doesn't necessarily mean the strongest. Fittest could be the person who is most resilient to a particular state of things. So for instance, fittest in, let's say, the North Pole wouldn't be the strongest person. It would be the person who is most resistant to cold. Right? In the tropics, fittest wouldn't be the finest person. It would be the person who is most resistant to malaria.
For real.
So that's the joy about that survival of the fittest. Fittest could be anything, which goes back to what I said of those who are unique will blossom.
And for you to be unique,
You have to put
you
in.
have to put in
You have to put in the work.
Okay, when they did, I think it was ChatGPT 3.
Okay.
When they did the IQ test for the AI, you know, it's like I think it was like 137 or thereabouts. I think it's 137. That's, of course, higher than the average human IQ is like 100 for the average, like on the average,
Especially depending on the location, yes.
like around 100.
Yeah.
So now, before, human beings were competing against ourselves.
Yeah.
Now, there is now another intelligence now that you have to now.
Okay, so let me chip something in about what you just said.
Okay.
Right? Yes, humans have always competed with each other, right? To bring out brilliance, not even intelligence now, brilliance, right? Because it's not necessarily about who is the smartest. It's about who can be as brilliant as possible, right? Now, it's not like we're actually competing against the technology. Go and take note. Most of the things that technology solves are jobs that are repetitive a lot, and so humans over time get tired of. And so when they do get tired, they go into that auto play, right? Where you just see they come in like drones, like robots. Basically, the humans are already robots, right? So being able to replace them with some form of technology is actually a good thing because humans thrive on creativity, right? So a human wants to, whatever it is that we're being creative about, if it's that those are singing, or we can even say the uninteresting ones, those that care so much about the strands of the air, right? Those that care so much about probably the shape of glass, things that we don't see, but all of them are the foundation to the human civilization. So I don't see it as being a problem because the technology is just going to take out the parts that already have reached some level of maximum efficiency, so they can just be repeated. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. But that creativity, which is where we thrive as humans, would always be available. I've not been able to come across any form of technology that can solve it, right? All technology can do is to come as a result of it, not actually create it.
Because at the end of the day, AI is still working on the data that we
have generated, yes.
Now, humans have always evolved. Every time there's something that, if something boxes us to the corner, they will find a way to evolve.
Yep.
Now, do you think AI is gonna make us dumber, or it's gonna eventually bring out a better part of us?
Okay, so this is what you just described is a conversation that has existed for the longest time. I remember being in secondary school, and they wouldn't allow you to take calculator into the exam, saying if you use the calculator, you'll become dumb. Let's be truthful. The dumb humans are required for the human race to exist. The smart humans are required for the human race to exist. The beautiful humans are required for the human race. Like, there is no human that is wasted. Every different type of human, every style of human has their role to play, right? This reminds us of biology, right? Like you mentioned earlier on when we were talking about survival of the fittest, it's all about fitness. But what type of fitness is a different conversation entirely, right? So in that sense, when you look at AI coming in, is just even looking at it from the top, you can say, can AI do the job of a dumb person? Can AI be dumb? Right? Let's say being funny. The patterns for funniness, right, also depends on feedback from the environment, right? So comedians look at how people are reacting and use that to decide how they're going to respond to them, right? AI can't do that yet, at least. So in the end, what that tells me is there isn't going to be a particular type of human cutoff, right? There isn't going to be a situation where some form of quality of the human nature is wasted, because it is definitely going to find its way to exist and utilize whatever the technology is in its own way in the end. So that's just what I feel about the way life progresses with humans, with advancements, with technology, with innovations, with changes. Like even looking at the way the world advanced through the wars, right? Looking at the way humans advance through different times, like different things have happened over time. One way or another, the humans find a way to trudge forward. As a matter of fact, it even improves the quality of the life of the humans going forward. So while a lot of people say this is the worst time, if you look at the data points, the actual data points, you realize that humans are living the best life humans have ever lived in history. So yeah.
Are you saying that we don't have dangers coming?
No. It's more like using an eagle's eye view rather than focusing on each individual scenario, taking a step back and looking at things from a farther perspective so that you have a wider field of view.
Because even the fields that have a lot of regulation, talking about the medical field that deals with life, AI is penetrating the field.
That's one of the fields where AI has been for a long time, or what we call AI has been for a long time.
a lot of things are going on in that field now. They are talking about remote surgery.
Yes.
Talking about alpha, what's the name of this, that deals with that studies the protein structure of DNA.
Yes, that's massive data
Like,
manipulation.
It's really working. Talking about mathematics, like 3 years ago, AI could not even do like simple equations, simple algebra. Fast forward to this time, AI is solving like complex, like AI is doing a lot of mathematical proofs and all that. Like, he's doing things that the smartest mathematicians can do, like just in a space of like maybe like 3 years. So it's to me, it's really the way it's penetrating, the way it's advancing. You know, look at things like electricity. It took decades before electricity could spread around the world. Look at a case of Nigeria now. People have been using black colored TV in other parts of the world for years, for maybe like decades, before it now started becoming popular in this part of the world. It's no more like that. When something is happening in America, because it's a global village now, we already know it's happening here. Something is happening in China, we already know it's happening here. You understand what I'm saying? So it's the speed. This is the fastest we've had it. I don't think there have been different revolutions, but has there ever been the one that is as fast as this?
Okay, so we are aware of previous civilizations.
Yeah.
Even though we are not aware of the extent of those civilizations, right? But that's the beautiful thing about technology, right? There is usually an increase in pace until we reach an inflection point.
Okay.
And at that inflection point, if it were to be that the path that was being trudged on or along was the wrong path, or it wasn't providing as much result, what happens is that path gets cut off, another path continues, right? Looking at things like at the same time that we had the DVD coming to fruition, we had the equivalent of the video cassettes, right? So the DVD was supposed to become the Blu-ray, right? It became the Blu-ray. We still have the Blu-ray, but it never reached that level of circulation around the world. So it's usually about, what is this thing about? Where can it be used?
But the Blu-ray was taken out because CDs actually...
Actually, there are more advanced Blu-rays now. Like, the Blu-ray technology itself never died out. It's more advanced, right? But what it was given, or what it was providing, was no longer economically viable. So, in all truth, if we look through history of this our present civilization, you realize a lot of the decisions, innovation-wise, have been determined by economics. So that's one of the key factors as regards the survival of the fittest.
Okay, talking about economics. Now, in other parts of the world, we know how they are moving when it comes to AI. Now, it's not even about... AI is not even about the individual level again. Now, governments is now getting to a matter of national security. America is trying to, move at a faster pace than China. China is trying to move. Some other countries in Europe are trying to, Russia. I'm not looking at it like, okay, at the point the world was at the level of the physical warfare, where we use our normal human, we fight. Then it got to a point, we use, of course, all the crude tools, the swords, the all those things,
the spears.
Then later it got to be
gunpowder, so
chemical, mechanical,
warfare.
Mechanical, like then it got to chemical, biological weapons and all that.
Yeah.
Now,
Technological.
it's going to cyber.
Yeah, it has been for a while. It has for a while.
So
the war has never really stopped. Wars have never really stopped.
Wars have never stopped.
They never actually stopped. It's always continued in one form or the other, right? There's a constant. Even the nuclear bomb came as a result of war.
Yeah.
Because it was about the first to the nuclear bomb. Going to the moon was as a result of war. The first to get to the moon. But the advanced countries have noticed that whoever is able to hold the key to a new technology benefits from it massively. And that's all that is going on.
And that's the race.
That is it. Look at what happened, the tariff war between China and America, which is still not over. America said, I'll bill you. China said, you get no rare earth metal.
It's even affecting the AI tech now because
yes,
they are bringing in the chips from China.
Yeah.
Now many data centers are getting built.
Yes, and they need the chips from China. But guess what? China doesn't even have as much of the raw materials. What they have is the processing location.
Some other countries from other places they are bringing
even Africa, especially Africa.
Africa is
as
raw
a
material
continent.
zone
The whole continent just takes the raw materials, sends it to
zone.
China. China produces like that processing, which is part of why I'm happy that it seems like Africans are beginning to wake up. Right?
Are we?
Yeah, there have been multiple calls for someone who is looking for them, where people are saying, you know what, we're no longer selling raw materials. We'll process it here.
I think it's just few African countries.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Nigeria is still snoring.
It starts slowly. Yeah, well, Nigeria, I won't say Nigeria is snoring. I'll say Nigeria is not doing nearly as much as it should be able to do. Nearly as much as it can. Right? But gradually people are beginning to understand. Because guess what? Even the brain, raw material is taken from Africa. Like the tech that has built the last couple of years came from Africa. You go to Kenya and you hear of people who actually helped clean up AI, who helped clean up a lot of these websites, social websites. That's why a normal person will go to the website and then they will see clean information. They wouldn't see dirty things that are traumatic. Go to Kenya, you see them.
But it's always been, Africa has always been an export zone.
That's
It's not, we are not only exporting our raw materials, like the physical one. The human raw materials.
We're exporting all the resources.
Now it's
human
even worse
and non-human
it's worse
resources.
now that the rate at which the human resources are getting exported out there is astronomical.
What are they waiting for? Well, they're waiting for people like you and me to do what we can here, to give them a reason to be here.
Yeah.
No, it's the truth. It's the truth. But in the sense of the war and the technological war with AI and everything, it never really stopped. It was just not in our face anymore. It was more strategic.
Okay, Bayo. Now, I want us to simplify it again. It's like we are
ready.
This thing is getting complicated. Please don't leave me. Don't leave my audience. Okay, now. I want us to talk about something now. We're still in the present. Now, a 14-year-old boy or 15-year-old boy came to approach you. He's going to the university.
Okay.
He's now like he wants to choose a career. how are you gonna advise him in this present world?
It's the same thing it has always been. What do you enjoy doing? What is that thing that you keep doing for hours and you forget to eat? What's that thing that you can just keep doing and you don't bother thinking of anything else? The world stops. And guess what? Once you find what that thing is, you pick whatever that thing is, open it up and make use of all available resources. So if whatever you're doing can be supported by AI, apply the AI. If whatever you're doing can be supported by physical strength, physical exercising, push on that physical exercising. But the important thing is not what you do, but how well you push it. So it's less about what you do from where I stand and more about how far do you get doing that thing.
Do you think some courses will actually still be relevant in not even a couple of years' time, in this day?
Okay, so I wouldn't want to make a prediction.
Okay.
Because over time, most people who make predictions end up being wrong. For instance, I think it was 2 years before the first plane was flown that one of the key people in the aviation industry said that there wouldn't be any flights for humans for decades to come or something like that.
And lo and behold,
2 years later. Because all that matters is there's nothing that is not possible in actual fact. What just matters is the timing should align and all the different factors that will make it possible should align. So for instance now, you spoke earlier on about the advancements that AI is making in protein folding, right? But guess what? If not for that advancement, the solution or the what's the word now? The immunization, I've forgotten the right word, the vaccination, yes, for COVID wouldn't have come out in the time it did. The advancement in decentralized processing is what basically made humans as a whole achieve that vaccine in that short a time frame. Typically, these vaccines take nothing less than years to go from analysis to processing to testing, but we did those in months. Right? So what that makes you realize is as long as the technology exists, right? As long as the timing is right, there is always a possibility of something happening, right? Which is why I wouldn't want to give a specific time frame or give a specific prediction. But the fact is, if I'm going to predict, it will be that the presence or the absence of the technology is going to lead to a new phase or a new stage in life, right? Which might simply be, it might be as simple as much of the grunt data or grunt work is being handled automatically, which is exactly what machines do, right? It could be as simple as that, or it could be that machines are used to handle more complex things which humans tend to be very biased about, similar to what Bitcoin was supposed to do, right? Bitcoin was supposed to be a currency that is controlled by human activity and not by one person or 5 people in a room deciding, guys, let's print some money. Do you get? So, but yeah, it's, for me, any change is usually interesting because it means something new. It means something different. It means something exciting. Exciting doesn't have to be good. No, it's the truth. Exciting doesn't have to be good. It could be exciting, stressful. Like for every man that has a woman knows that he enjoys his woman stressing him. The woman enjoys him stressing her. At least that way they can both complain. But if that stressing is not there, they get lonely.
So it's actually time for us to move to another level again.
Yes. It might even be that the lesson might even be this technology is not a time for it. That could also be the lesson.
Do you think this AI advancement will, take us back to the land?
How do you mean? You mean agriculture?
In the sense that in the previous times, 80%, like our own people now, 80% of our people were farmers. They had farms, they had this, like, tracing it back to like our grandfathers. My grandfathers from both sides, my mother and my father, had farms.
Yep.
But from our fathers,
Yeah. Yeah, we are the ones that are trying to go back to trying to have farms.
now, do you think this place now, because at this point, like we're saying, a lot of jobs are going to be displaced, sorry,
Yep.
for real,
Or updated.
or updated.
Yes.
Because at every point, there was a time in life that people were like alarms. They will be going to, in the Western world, there were some people that their job were
The bell ringers.
the bell ringers to just go, okay, it's time for you to go to work. They will come and be knocking your window.
Yep.
Then alarms came, bell ringers. You understand?
Yep.
Now, do you think this will, I look at it in either ways. Either it tosses us forward or brings us back to our real lessons. Do you think it's going to return some people, even if it's not everybody, to that previous essence, which is going back to the land, probably when they realize that, okay, I can't, AI has probably maybe taken over the job and they are not ready to evolve. Do you think it's gonna
So, what I would say is, yes, it will force a lot of people to go back to the drawing board.
okay?
What they will get from the drawing board, I cannot say. But it will force them to go back to the drawing board and take a look, hopefully inwards. Not everybody looks inwards, but hopefully. And from going back to the drawing board, you will see those who would see opportunities around AI. Right? From going back, you see those who see opportunities around the land using AI. So now imagine this. We have right now in Africa, we still have a lot of old school farming.
Yeah.
Right? But then you have some people who are advancing to more advanced farming. Like I have someone where I stay that actually just set up his farm, a couple of hectares, right? And he's making use of aquaponics and the likes. So that's, instead of using your farm directly, instead of using the ground, you have nutrient water flowing, right? So he's doing that. He's doing it in Badagry, yeah. So it's not like it's far off. So you have people who look at that. Now imagine a scenario where your tractors, you just put in the schedule and you leave them. And they go, they till the land. You already put the bag of seeds where it's supposed to be. When it's done with plowing the land, it will come back, harrow it. When it's done with harrowing, it will come back, till it. Then it will come back, pick up the seed. It will drop the. So as it's changing each one of the steps, it's changing the tool. So it will come back, pick up the tool for seeding. It will go plant the seeds. When it's done, you'll pick up whatever is left and then do that. That's a possible advancement, right? But in the end, it still depends on the economics, right? So you have people who look at that. That's going back to the land, right? You also have those who will look at everything and say, you know what? My target right now is to look for the weakness in AI. how can I circumvent those who use AI? So that tractor that is using AI on the farm, how can I get it that instead of actually planting on that person's land, you should bring the seed to me? That is the beauty of the human nature. Like it's bountiful. It's the key problem we've had as humans is, for a while, we've been made to feel like unless you are feeling good, then it's bad. But we tend to forget that not feeling good is a sign that you care. So what you end up feeling is that you have either concern, or you didn't like the way it's happened, or you're uncomfortable, or you were not happy about the result. I'm someone who has been hacked before. And when I was hacked, I was like, no, impressive. No. I love that. Man, I love that. And what did I do? I updated my techniques. Right? When someone lies to me, as human-to-human interaction, and they get away with it, and then I find out later, I'm like, interesting. That was very smooth. But not everybody can think like that. It's both heavy and light to think like that. Because it's heavy in the sense that you're not going to try to run away from negative interactions, but it's light in the sense that you are able to appreciate the negative interactions, if that makes sense.
Living in the yin yang.
Because if things are always good, how will you appreciate good? If everybody is a genius, then nobody's a genius.
That's what it is.
If everybody is happy, then means nobody is happy.
Now, okay, we were talking about a 16-year-old boy that's trying to gain admission.
Yes.
And he's consulting you.
What course?
Now, look at somebody that wants to study French. I want to study French.
Yes.
In the university.
Yes.
His dream was, okay, to become a translator for UN.
Okay.
But guess what?
Here.
Real-time translation,
Here.
AI has taken over.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever he does, after his 4 years, he wants to come to the labor market to come and get a job.
Yeah.
AI has taken over his job.
So that particular job is no longer available. So now what he has to do is to go and study French, not just as a language, but as a culture, so that he helps in contributing to the work that he wanted to do before, which AI is doing now.
So I think at this point, everybody has to go back to the drawing board.
Correct.
Now, including parenting. With AI, parenting has changed. Or what do you think?
Sincerely, I haven't considered that. I sincerely had not considered that. But let me hear your thoughts, and then...
I think with AI, parenting has totally changed. Okay, you look at the situation of a child that committed suicide recently. He was interacting with AI.
Yeah.
And blah, 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 blah. It led to one thing, blah, 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 blah. It led to... I think at this point, parents, this is the time that parents have to be so close to their children. Or what do you think? This is the time because AI is now raising children. These things are, it seems like these things are small. They are still, these things, because we are new into this world. So a lot of people are not considering the effects yet because it's still small. AI is raising children already. Take for example, I was talking to somebody. I gave her an adage in Yoruba. Guess who she went to go and ask?
ChatGPT.
Meta AI.
Okay. Wonderful.
Of our own ancient wisdom. Guess what Meta AI did? Drove her inside the bush.
That's what's going to happen.
Of our, who was she supposed to ask for this ancient knowledge?
She was supposed to look for someone native.
Someone native.
Yes.
Our elders.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody gave me this adage. What does it really mean? No, she went to go and ask Meta AI. Meta AI told her the wrong answer. She was now using it to react to me.
Miscommunication.
That is what is happening in our world now. Kids are no more. When we were doing projects in the university, when we were doing things, what were we doing then? We Google it.
Yes.
Now, then they ChatGPT and
Yes.
they ChatGPT. The Meta AI.
Okay. Okay. So the perspective I'm going to come for this particular scenario is going to be less nice to the parents.
Okay. Please do.
From your analysis, it doesn't look like the parents' job has changed. It's just the opportunity that the parents had to fuck up has reduced. So as long as your children have the fundamentals, there is no AI that is going to change that. So there are a lot of adages, there are verses from the Bible, there are verses from the different cultures, the different religions. But the whole point is, I'll use our Yoruba. I'll use the Yoruba adage, but I'll say it in English. When you give a trained child half, the trained child will give you whole. Right? So what that indicates is there is something called a trained child. And a trained child is not one who says yes, sir. A trained child is not one who looks for attention more than anything else. A trained child is not someone who is a goody two shoes. A trained child is not someone who cannot ask questions. Interestingly enough, this is something I've been thinking about a lot, because we're at that phase where training a child becomes very important. And I've experienced a lot of things in life that I'm like, someone has to be conscious and active and intentional about it. Because every day I see something about myself and I'm like, oh, interesting, trauma from 3 years old. Oh, interesting, trauma from 5 years old. Oh, interesting, trauma from 7 years old. Growing up, I saw a lot of those things as independence. But guess what? Humans are not designed, we're not designed to be independent. We're not. There's no such thing as the singular guy or the singular lady. It is a team. And the moment that goes out, what you end up having is a person who does not have accountability. That's where you end up with. So, training a child means, number one, you correct them when they are wrong. There is no being a friend when they are wrong. You correct them when they are wrong. Because, which do you prefer? I've forgotten his name, but there's one of this men who wrote a book, but they're one of these books. And he said, let me even use the one that wasn't even from a book. It was from a comedian. This British comedian, very popular one, I've forgotten his name. He said, you can be the bad person now and then be the good person for the next 40 years of the child's life. Or you can be the good person now and then suffer for the remaining 40 years. So you train them, you correct them when they are wrong. Right? But then you let them understand why. So when they mess up and then you correct them, they won't be happy. But you need them to understand why. Not because you want to be their friend, but because that way they'll be able to make right analysis in future. Right? That's number one. So that's just in correcting only. Right? Number two, you have to let them make mistakes. Because it's by making mistakes that they understand that you are not always right. Right?
Yeah.
And by making mistakes, they are able to learn more, right? But then, when they make the mistakes, right, and they get it wrong, do not make them feel bad about it. Like, do not make them feel like they are less than human because they made a mistake. Because you need them to make mistakes. You only learn when you make mistakes. All the creatives in the world made mistakes.
Every time.
All the creatives in the world. You only need to get it right once and you're good. But you have to make so many mistakes, get it wrong a lot of times till you get it right. But if you're too scared to make a mistake, that's what's happening presently in the world. People are too scared to make mistakes. People are too scared to take risks. That's number 2. So I've spoken about correction when you're wrong. I've spoken about mistakes and mistakes management, right? Number 3. This one is contradictory, but I'm going to say it anyway. Fuck them up randomly at times. Just because. Just because. Hopefully, not because you're taking out your anger, because that one has a different context entirely. It causes a different problem entirely. But just randomly fuck them up. Why? It teaches them life. Life will remember you randomly out of nowhere. I just say, you've been having fun for too long. Shake a little. So these are 3 things that I've already taken to heart so far. There are still a lot, but they are the fundamentals, or they are part of the fundamentals. Now let's take that. Imagine a child that had these 3 things talking to the AI. For you to be able to correct your child and be open with them. Okay, yes. There's one last one I have to add, which is very, very important. Be honest with them. Because kids are human beings. They are adults in the making. Because all of we adults are just children who are forming.
Yeah.
We are all children who are pretending like we know anything. We don't know anything. Right? But when you are honest with them, baby, I'm sorry I shouted at you. You know I love you. I was exhausted and frustrated. As I was getting to the entrance, I've gotten home finish. One keke just hit my car. I'm sorry I took it out on you. That's honesty. You see a lot of parents say, I'm trying to protect the child. It's a lie. It's the accept they're trying to protect. That's something I've learned. When anybody tells you I'm trying to protect you, it's a lie. They are protecting themselves. They don't want to deal with the work or deal with whatever will come out as a result of it. And this connects back to allowing them to make mistakes. But when you give them the fundamental, you're honest with them, you let them know this. I've given you the half. Take it in and turn it to full. Now let's bring it back to the person. I'm sorry, first things first. I am sad. I'm saddened by the suicide because of AI. I in no way am I blaming the parents, right? Because even they themselves don't know what they are doing. They are just trying their best, right? Which is why I keep looking around and trying to learn. And when I do find out information, I try to share it. But let's look at a different child that had these 4 things. Right? Number 1, the child will have spoken to the family already. Will have spoken to the parents. I'm feeling like this and like this and like this and like this. But if you are honest with the child, one way or another, you will pick it up. Even if you don't pick it up immediately. Because those things don't happen like this. They happen over a long... Like, that person that committed suicide probably had been thinking about it for nothing less than a year. And the circumstances that led to it have been happening for 3, 4, 5 years. Sometimes the circumstances is that the child does not just have a thick enough skin. That might be the circumstance. And that will have started from when the child was small. When every time you are protecting the child, and we see this. Children who are get inside, as we call them. When they grow up, what happens?
When they get outside in the real world,
They scatter everywhere. For those who are blessed enough, they're able to learn in a couple of years and then pick up the pieces and then continue moving. But the others, they just keep pretending until one way or another something happens. So now, if you're honest with the child will have opened up to you, because we humans, from studies, over 90% of our communication is not by words. There's a 7-38-5 rule where 7% is the words you say, 38% is your vocal intonation, like the way what you say, like the difference between you're not serious and you are not serious, you know well the difference, right? And then 55% is body language. So the child will have been comfortable enough to open up to the parents, even if indirectly. But as things get worse, because of there are some things that happen as a result of those fundamentals, which gives the child experiences during life that makes them know that they are free to experience life, but they know they have the parents as support. So when they feel like they are beginning to lose it, they will run back home. And go and look at every well-trained child. A well-trained child is not one that runs back home at every problem. But a well-trained child is one that faces the world, and then when they are completely broken and they can't move forward, you see they will go back home. They'll go and catch their breath. Like even 50 years old to do it, they'll go back to their parents who are like 70, 80. Yes. So it's not a matter of age. It's just the fundamentals. And the interesting thing is, you will see this pattern across all the races. Go and look at the whites. Go and look at them. Go and look at the way their children are brought up. They send their children to the woods. Go and. So now I'm not referring to those who are actually abusive or those who.
The normal.
I'm talking about the quality ones. They'll send their child to go hunting and bring dinner home. They'll train the child from young age. They teach them how to use survival skills. Go to Asian. Go to the Asian. You see the Asian. Yes, the only key problem that the Asians have is they are so ambition focused that every other thing takes a second position to ambition, right? So that's why you see they will, as there's this comedian online, emotional damage or something like that. I've forgotten how he says it, but they keep on prepping the child. They'll clear the child. Like, so you see the same pattern being repeated, right? Go to India. I'm talking about the quality parents now. I'm not talking about just the random parent. So now, take note. There are a lot of parents that it's not that they don't want to be good parents. It's just circumstances. Parents that is leaving the house 5 a.m., doing 5 jobs, coming back. That parent cannot fulfill the role of a parent.
No. Do you think at this point parents have a bigger role to play now? At raising us, there were parental controls. Mm-hmm. You can set parental control on your DSTV, on your whatever, on your even if you have it could be terrestrial TV that you are using. So they don't really see anything.
Yeah.
But even them DSTV and all, you can separate and all that. But now
with internet
and everything, there's no holding back. Do you think new parents have a bigger work to do?
I think if they did the previous work well, it doesn't affect. Because it's not that when we're growing up, it's not that we didn't see things, even though we didn't have phone.
We did.
There were VHS tapes.
Yeah.
There were video cassette tapes, right? Even when we started having phone, that phone can only pick up 3 seconds or 10 seconds because of the space on the phone was in kilobytes back then. We saw these things. It's not that we didn't see them. But our fundamental was already very strong. our fundamental was already very strong. Our foundation was already stiff. So if you like, give the well-trained child a phone that has everything. Maybe the well-trained child, depending on the age of the child will say, oh, I don't want to press phone, I want to go outside and play.
So the foundation is the most.
The foundation is key, and the foundation has remained the same. It's all about the values.
Okay, Bayo. We've been talking about the narrow AI. A lot of things have moved. I showed you one thing when we wanted to start the show. I showed you my wallpaper on my system.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I showed you the artwork on it. You
Yes.
like the artwork?
Yes, I do.
I was telling you, like, I was gonna tell you the artists.
Yes. Let me
All
guess. AI.
Mid-Journey.
Fact.
Did you know that it was that? When I showed you the art,
No, there is no way I will have known.
did it look very real?
So I am not so vast in art that I'll be able
But
to
it-
judge.
it's
But as
something-
a random person, it looks like a good art. Simple. It's the difference between there's this thing that they do where you see on social media, you see someone who do art on a bag right there, and then there was someone that they cut that the person actually prints under. But then they'll first make it seem like they are doing placement. By the time they don't remove it and they show it, you're like, but actually it was printed on. Right? So that's just what it is.
You know, it's when I get to see these things that AI is doing, it's especially in the art world. It's crazy. In the creative world, it's crazy. It's very crazy. Now, we've been talking about the narrow AI. You know, a lot of people don't even know that the world is even beyond AI itself. That narrow AI. Now we are talking about AI agents.
Yep.
And AI agents are now, the regular AI, you have to give it prompts. You have to give it instruction. Now, AI agents can now act now on your behalf, on their own, to execute some tasks.
Yes.
You understand? And we are still talking about AGI. And I'm not talking about AG baby. Is your baby. Talking about AGI, Artificial General Intelligence.
Yes.
So now from artificial intelligence, we are moving to artificial general intelligence. Now, the world is moving again from artificial general intelligence. They're now removing the artificial now to super intelligence. Now, if we note, they are now removing the word artificial now to super which is now the intelligence that is higher than our own normal intelligence. Bayo. First thing first. These things I'm talking about, they are sort of too much for this conversation because we're just talking about scratching the surface, but we have to explore these things so that next time we're gonna dive
Deeper. Yeah.
All right. So now we're talking about AI agents now. Bayo, you are a software engineer. There are AI agents now.
Yes, there are.
AI agents now can code.
Yes.
You code.
Yes.
So they can code.
Yeah. Yeah.
At this point, when I was when we were growing up, there was time they told us you need to be computer literate. And when they were talking about computer literate, we were talking about those days of Microsoft Word and all blah blah blah.
It was
Excel.
even first mouse and keyboard.
Mouse and keyboard, know how to operate the computer.
That was the first thing. Before it then became word processing.
Word processing now. Word processing.
Yes, that's the one of Excel, Microsoft Word
and Co.
And Co. Yes.
Now later they now say, okay, you have to know how to code.
That's for those who want to. Yes.
At the point that I started coding, I went through HTML, CSS,
The basics.
You know, I was at JS because I wanted to do I wanted to like go into blockchain.
Yeah.
So I had to go through, you know, I needed to know JavaScript.
Yeah, the fundamentals, yeah.
So I now had to go through the fundamentals to JavaScript.
able to deal with Web3.
Then it got to a point I was like, Avik, is this really what you really want to do with your life? You're gonna have money, but is this really what you want to do? Is it fulfilling for you? Then I had to take a step back. Now, so what I'm talking about now is that now some people still find it difficult to comprehend AI itself, the narrow AI.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's AI agents. Now you are enrolling your child to go and learn coding, but AI has started coding. AI agents. Now AI is not interacting. One AI is interacting with another AI.
Yep.
To produce results that the person that actually created the AI would not even like know that. Oh, so we can get this kind of results. Bayo. AI agents are here. What's up?
Okay, so before I go into AI agents, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a run through.
Okay.
Start from AI up to the super intelligence. Just kind of try to dumb them down as much as possible. The reason I'm doing that is to understand the fundamentals of them, because that would help with explaining the whole concept of what each one of them are supposed to do.
Okay.
So the AI we know is actually general AI, right? But it's not the same thing as artificial general intelligence. And I'll explain the difference. So the general AI is the basic AI which we have, right? And that AI basically is trained on general data. It's not trained on specific data. It's just trained generally. And AI at its core is just about pattern recognition. So recognize pattern here, recognize the pattern here, compare it and align or group similar patterns so you can predict what the next pattern should be based on the pre-existing patterns. So the general AI we have today is just based on general information. Now, there is not much work done into how correct is that information, how up to date is that information, or any more concise information, right? Or concise understanding of that information. That's the general AI, right? Now, one step further, you have the AI agents. Now, the AI agents are trained on a specific thing. For instance, the web that you said, the coding that you said, building a website, writing the code for a website, writing the code for mobile app, writing the code for software, writing the code for your lights, your studio lights, the code that makes you know pressing this button does this. That's the AI agent. But now take note that it expands to the state of, okay, you have the agent that maybe, and recently they added the ones that handle your accounts as well. So you have the one that is inside your fridge that checks that, okay, there's no more butter. So it talks to the one that handles your transaction and places an order on Walmart or the popular one, which I won't mention their name. I'm not doing a ad for them. And then place the order to have the item delivered to you. That's the AI agent, right? Then we have the artificial general intelligence. So the artificial general intelligence is just like the general intelligence, but this time around with accurate information, right? So it's supposed to be the basic intelligence we have now, but one that is the equivalent of human being.
Yeah.
Right? Should be able to have conversations with you about almost anything. Should be able to respond to you correctly. Should be able to get the right. So basically, should be able to have the right response to you, based on the context you're working with. So it should be like talking to a human being. That's how artificial general intelligence should be. Now, super intelligence is taking that one step further. Now imagine all the human geniuses all over the time, all over the world, all of them in one person, and then increase that. So that's what super intelligence is supposed to be. Now, understanding all the fundamentals of all of these things, right? Remember that all of this goes down to pattern recognition. So it means it's just The normal AI is pattern recognition generally. AI agent is pattern recognition in a particular niche, right? AGI is pattern recognition as human being, which means accurate information, up-to-date information, all of that. Then super intelligence is pattern recognition to the point of being godlike, where you should be able to predict, not just based on the little data that you have, but be able to predict based on data that you don't even have. So create out of something that doesn't exist. So that's basically the difference between the different layers. Now, to answer your question about AI agents and coding, yes, there are AI agents that code, but it's at present still the equivalent of having a junior engineer whose work I still have to review, whose work I still have to optimize, because for now, I still need to be conscious of, okay, what's the memory allocation on the device I'll be running this code? Taking note of that, I have to account for that in the code that is being written, the way the code is being written. So this goes back to the conversation of, if you're good at what you do, AI is not going to push you out.
But now that you're saying it's at the level of the junior agent, so that means the junior engineer is out.
So it's not that the junior engineer is out. It's more that the junior engineer, the engineer's job will become less about coding and more about getting the AI to do the coding.
But if now you as a senior engineer, coding engineer now, if you had like 5 engineers under you before, junior engineers, now it's gonna reduce to 2 or 1.
So it depends on the context you're working with, because if what you're doing is such that it requires a lot of tweaking, right? The difference is, before you had 5 engineers and they had to write the code, refresh the page. Now you probably need like 3 or 4 that will write the prompt, look at the result, change the prompt, look at the result. Not necessarily like 2. But then if what you're doing is less about the uniqueness of what you're doing, but it's more about volume of repeatable tasks, that's where AI thrives. If it's something repeatable, then you can have just 2 people and they know that all they have to do is give the prompt, just like the last software, create something that is matching, change logo, change icon, change this, spit it out for me. So basically the equivalent of the slop apps or the slaps or something, I don't know what they call it now, that are everywhere now, that are AI generated. And yeah, by the time you're using them, you realize, okay, there's something off. There have been a lot of apps I've been using of recent, and I just feel something off about the applications, right? I'm like, okay, there's something that should be, that a normal engineer who is at least high level, like a strong medium engineer would have picked up, right? And I'm like, okay, this shouldn't get out. This should only exist in maybe like the beta version of the app, which is the testing version of the app, not the final version going out. So yeah.
Bayo, with all these feedbacks, AI agents are going to get better.
Definitely.
As a matter of fact, they're getting better already.
Yep, they are.
Looking at even what the proponents of AI, the Sam Altman and co are talking about, they are not even in that level again. They are now talking about the next level.
Yep.
Now, looking at all these things in general now, what's next? They are already next level. They are building data centers that are so large that, like the data center they are building now, Sam Altman, they are talking, OpenAI is talking about spending like $500 billion
to set up data centers, yes.
To set up data centers.
Yeah. And
that's just OpenAI.
Yes.
The electricity that one is going to be consuming alone is like, maybe like 750,000 ohms. Like that's like 1/6 electricity the whole Lagos is consuming. Just one data center. Now, we've not talked about Elon's XAI. We've not talked about the ones Microsoft is talking about. We've not talked about the ones they are doing in China. We've not talked about the ones they are doing in Russia, in other parts of
Google's
Europe
as well.
and every other place. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
These are big projects.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So definitely expansions are coming.
Yep.
Super intelligence is coming.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yes.
It's coming.
Yes.
You know, one of my programmer friends was telling me that is developing an app now. The UI UX part is handled by AI.
Yep.
So the UI UX guy has just been laid off in a way.
Well, yes.
Let's just be real. Yes, don't sugarcoat it. The
No,
UI UX
so
guy.
the reason I said is the UI UX guy, if he was a quality UI UX guy, right? Then by the time the agent spits out what it's going to spit out.
Yeah.
If you are someone who is at least a strong medium, you will have updates for it. You definitely have updates for that code, yeah? And the updates include things like, okay, you might need to do a better optimization about how different components are used, right? There's one of the issues we have as programmers where we have redundant code. So you have the same code used in 5 different places. So you have to update it in all those 5 different places to ensure that it works correctly, right? Now, if you don't do that, you might make the mistake of updating in just 4 out of the 5 places, right? You have your code having issues because of that. So what we do is all those 5 places, we then create one central place. So there are different paradigms of coding, right? But there are some situations where you have 5 different places, but you intentionally want them to be split. So those are all decisions that you make based on the context of the job at hand, right? So technically, it's a task for strong, medium, or senior developers, right? AI agent hasn't gotten to the level to do that yet.
Or do you think it's gonna take time before AI agents? Probably before this podcast even gets out there, AI agents are already doing that.
Yeah, it's very, very feasible, but there are some restrictions which they don't necessarily talk about to the AI moving forward. Yes, AI agents are beautiful in the sense that you don't need to do the general AI, right? So that cuts down the quantity of work that needs to be done. So it cuts down the quantity of resources being consumed, because whether you like it or not, you need a whole lot of space, storage. You need a whole lot of computing.
Is that not what they are doing now with data centers?
But to get all of those working, you need a whole lot of power as well.
Is that not what they are still doing with power?
So they're working on the different ways to get them running.
Like these
it
people
doesn't-
are not working at our pace.
Oh yeah, they're not.
They are some data centers are creating power plants already.
Oh yeah, definitely. They've even restarted some nuclear power plants already. Right? They restarted some nuclear power plants. There are plans to create more nuclear power plants. There's even more investigation or more research being done into mini power plants that won't be the size of the biggest ones that are millions of dollars and take tens of 20 years
Just
to
because
build
of
out.
AI.
Right? Yeah, just because of AI. They are trying to create the ones that are able to set up within 6 months. Right? There are some people that are even researching on nuclear power plants for your house. That's actually what I have been looking forward to for a long time. I've been investigating power for a very long time. So if they bring that about, beautiful. But the fact is, aside from all this storage and all these things we're talking about, they still need human input, right? They still need human input
But Bayo, what
to
about
train.
super intelligence? How about that? Why I'm so inquisitive is that these things don't look like they are far from us again. The way this thing is moving is scary. So I am not why I'm talking like this is because I think I'm no more limiting these things. I'm no more in the school of thought of it's gonna take time. Because bro, in the space of 3 years,
Yeah.
what was achieved?
Okay, so think about it this way. It's in phases. AI didn't just it is not just new. It's existed for a long time. So as technology has been advancing, it's been progressing. Now, as we went through the data analysis phases. So we first had to understand data, right? We first had to understand data analysis. Then we understood machine learning. That's having the machine by itself churn through data, which got us now to where we are, which is the LLMs, which is the large language models. So now, as we move forward, we keep expanding, right? So it's basically as each technological advantage happens or each technological advancement happens, right? It unlocks a new level, right? So it's the new phase that we are in that is being consumed until it gets to the next limit, right? So they're already seeing some of the possible limits, which includes storage, which includes the power and all those things. Even recently, I heard that they finally have biological disk. Yes. So the equivalent of DNA for storing data.
Sorry.
So what that does is takes your small flash drive, which now you have about I think up to 5 terabyte or 10 terabyte now, right? And that same thing will contain about 1,000 times of that.
For real.
Now unlocking that will unlock a new age entirely. Do you see the picture I'm painting? So it's about the phases. As we go through each phase,
So that's why I'm like, we've never had this level of speed. Now, we used to move at linear progression. The world was moving at linear progression. But now the world is moving at geometric progression.
Yes.
Now, if you just sleep for 5 days, by the time you wake up in the next 5 days,
world has changed.
The world has changed again.
Yes.
You'll be like, oh, where are we again? Oh my God. Oh, what am I supposed to do? Oh, I don't know this one. Oh, this one. That's where we are now.
yes.
So, for me now, as a person, I've left my mind open.
Now what if?
Oh.
So
I'm not even doubting, like, okay, if they say,
so now let's look at it. What if, right? What if there was AGI tomorrow, right?
are you sure there's no AGI now?
No. So the amount of computation required for the present level that we have for AGI to exist right now, it means all of them have to work together. That's what I believe.
Are they not working together already?
Nope. They're all in a race to be who's the fastest.
Is communicating now, right?
They're communicating but not working together. Working together, I'm referring to is the equivalent of Google saying, okay, you know what, guys? I am better suited to handle the brain functions. Leave that with me. Grok will say, okay, I am better suited to handle the feet functions. Leave that with me. Meta AI will say, I'm better suited to handle the hand functions. That's what I believe will get us close to AGI in this phase that we are in. But everybody, to do that, it means the investors have to accept to share profit. Which, as we know, is not something people are considering right now.
Not really feasible.
Exactly right now. So I think we will get there.
Okay.
We will get to super intelligence if that exists, right? But the truth of the fact is the amount of computation required for these things, we need to first solve computation itself. I believe.
Is it not getting solved already gradually?
No. So this is talking about switching the whole mindset, the whole concept. Is like so what I believe is it's the equivalent of switching from classical computing to quantum computing. I believe the equivalent of quantum computing is what's gonna allow us reach those heights. Now, it's not that those things are not being developed. Research is happening there as well. But when you look at the state of the research, you realize that there's still a lot to go, right? And by the time you understand all of those factors, right, But ideally, in a situation where we have AGI, right? The truth is, if everybody were to work together and we have AGI today, it means that everybody has to share the AGI resources, right? Which in itself is not a bad thing, because that is kind of the concept about life. When you look at life, the concept of decentralization doesn't mean that everyone is individual. It just means you have centralizations, multiple centralizations, where one is not more important than the other. They all play their functions. It's like the human body, right? The eye does its functions. It's a centralized location. The nose does its functions, centralized location. The mouth centralized, the arms centralized, like that. The brain centralized. But they each all work together. Not one is more important than the other. If the stomach says you are not moving forward, there's nothing the brain can do. If the leg says I am done, there's something called weak in the knees. I was surprised the first day I experienced it. Like, I was like, what's going on? I literally could not stand. And I was trying to force it. I could not stand. Do you get what I mean? So that's when we're able to achieve that level, that's what decentralization really is, right? When even if there are differences in importance, it's so minute, it's not important enough, if that makes sense. So until we're able to achieve that level, right, across board, you have decentralization. Like, you have decentralized storage right now, you have decentralized computing right now, trying to compute with as many different places as possible. But even the computing itself is the classical computing. It's linear, let's put it that way. But we now need to switch to a new model. That's what I believe is required for super intelligence. But to have super intelligence would be the equivalent of having a computer god.
Yeah.
And I don't really think such a thing is something that multiple people are going to have.
Do you think we're going to get to a point where humans will start going to the extent of attacking data centers? It's going to, going to the level of things you see in sci-fi movies that will be like man versus
Machine.
Are we going to get there?
Okay.
Do you think we're going to get there?
So, this is my opinion now.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Okay. Because from what I know and what I've experienced in my twinsy little time on Earth, machines do what they are told to do. Like, coming from if you look through human history, from the days of fire, right? Fire does what it's supposed to do, it burns. So if you give it your house to burn, it will burn it. It's doing what you told it to do, right? Even up to a car. A car moves. Its job is to move while it can, while it has fuel, while your leg is on the accelerator, right? So if you put another car in front of it, it will move into the car. It will try to move into that other car, right? So machines only do what the humans around it make it do. Now, it could be intentional, like the people who are in control of it giving it crazy instructions, in which case we should be worried about those humans. It could also be negligence, where the humans who are supposed to do some particular things do not do what they're supposed to do. And as a result of that, they make the machine have a wrong instruction. It's not that the machine goes rogue, it's just doing what it is told to do, which is be rubbish. There was a story I came across recently of a town, I've forgotten where in Europe, where because of lack of maintenance of the systems, there was a gas that was let out overnight and killed the whole village overnight. Right? So something happened, a fault happened. But they had over months neglected different parts of the maintenance, which are supposed to serve as stopgaps. And the gas came out and killed everybody in the village overnight. Do you get what I mean? So I think it's not the machines that we need to be worried about. Technology has always existed, right? The same technology that created the nuclear bomb, E equals to MC squared, is being used in wonderful places, but it doesn't change the fact that it's being used in a nuclear bomb. So I think we should be more worried about the humans than the machines. And now, the reason I said I don't really think we'll get to that point is, at the heart of all of this is money. That's just the fact. Money. So at the heart of everything, we have people who want to make money, right? And as long as you have people who want to make money, you have people who are ready to side with those people who want to make money so that they themselves will make money. So it's more about the people, from what I think, and less about the machines.
So what you're saying at the end of the day is guns don't kill people.
Humans do.
People kill people.
Yes.
We are creating humanoids now. We are creating humanoids. We are creating different things.
Different technologies.
Now they are talking about automated flying cars.
Yep.
We already have automated driving cars.
At least to the extent that we do.
Yes, at least in develop. Not, of course, not in Lagos. Of course, even if they are in Lagos, you don't want to be driving cars.
They are very.
You don't want to be driving an automated car on Lekki Ekpe. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you're saying that at the end of the day, no matter how developed the AI is, no matter how developed the machines are, we can still pull the plug anytime, can we?
I don't know about pulling the plug. Okay. Because remember, I said it depends on the humans, which means the human's instruction could be go into the internet, never allow yourself be killed, and...
So at the end of the day, if we have the super intelligence and the super intelligence can act on their own, even if you as a human, now the super intelligence, don't forget that they are now very advanced.
Yes.
So even if you can attack the code they have, they can always change
replicate
it
themselves.
and keep changing it and keep changing it.
Yes. But remember, all of that will have been from some human at a point telling them directly or indirectly that that is what they need to do.
So at the end of the day, either AI, UI, ZI, any high, every high is still coming back
to we humans.
To we humans.
So blaming the machines is just another way of refusing or avoiding accountability. We as humans need to take responsibility for our actions, because guess what? The person that you point to and call a bad person is just someone who has experienced life that made the person that way. So we as humans need to take accountability and take responsibilities that yes, we did this, not some random person or some random god or some random factor somewhere. See, no matter what you do, no matter where you are, whatever path you follow, you have a part in it. So when AGI is achieved, no matter how long it takes, well, depending on if it's even priority enough at that point in time, when super intelligence is achieved, right, all of these things will have been a result of humans building it. So it's however we built it, and then when we're done building it, whatever instructions we give to it, that it's going to follow. You might not know, but it will follow it.
Okay, when I look at it, I look at the Elons, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Sam Altman, the Bill Gates and all these people.
Yep.
Okay, let's say AI eventually takes over most of the jobs. Most humans are jobless. Most humans are not making the money. Who will Elon sell his cars to? Because at that point, if you guys don't have jobs, are you making money to buy Tesla? You understand?
Yeah.
Are you making money to, order on Amazon? How are you making money to buy the things the capitalists of this world produce? How are you going to be making money?
First is first. I doubt that will ever happen. I doubt machines will ever be able to take up the jobs of humans, all of it. But let's even say, hypothetically, let's say that happens.
Yeah.
We have seen cases in history where the humans, we only know one thing, even when we know every other thing, and that's to survive. So once something is too valuable that it's out of our reach, it becomes valueless to us. So it loses that value. So what's going to happen is When everybody realizes, it will happen gradually over time, that this thing is not working, you would realize that over time, people will lose interest in that thing. People will lose interest in that thing. So what that means is, there is incentive for the billionaires to ensure that they don't take all the money. Because the moment they do, or it seems like they are doing, people will lose interest in whatever they are offering. And what's going to end up happening is they would be the one who will start pursuing us. Because no matter how far you take this, the laws of demand and supply remain the same. Too much supply, not enough demand, makes that item worthless.
Zero.
Look at Zimbabwe and their Zimbabwean dollars. Look at what happened to them. Kept printing money. At one point, the money became pointless. People preferred to interact directly because you have 3 million Zimbabwean dollars and you cannot buy bread.
So what's the mean?
So what's the point? And you're just piling paper, because that's what it is in the end, paper. Because what we humans trade is not money, it's value. We just tried to use the money as a store of value. Value is, what do you benefit from whatever you get? What do I benefit from this car? What do I benefit from this phone? What do I benefit from this bike? What do I benefit from these glasses I'm wearing? What do I benefit from this house I'm living in? What do I benefit from this AC that is on? What do I benefit from this lawnmower I'm using? What do I benefit from this drone I'm using? That is what we speak in as humans value. But when I cannot see that value, or the price of that value, the value doesn't match the price so crazily, because we're already seeing the signs. Look at Apple stocks. Look at what happened to Apple stocks. Right? Once the value is getting too far from the cost, it's gonna lose humans will lose interest. So I believe that we would likely eat that first before eating the point where machines have actually taken over all the jobs.
So to sum it all now, Bayo, what are we going to tell the people? The summary in this AI world, at narrow intelligence, AGI, I'll be AG baby, AGI, super intelligence, and all the intelligences, and intelligences. What are we gonna? What's the summary that we have to like give before we wrap it up?
Learn, gain knowledge. Information is key. Information is everything. The more information you have, the more you're able to make the right decisions. Yes, I acknowledge that there is the issue of overload of information. But guess what? Overload mostly happens when you have too much at once. It's not about the information, it's about how much you're getting at once. So keep learning every day. Keep improving yourself every day. Keep picking up something new every day. Invest in yourself. Improve yourself. Not just career-wise, right? But also human relationship-wise, right? Invest time in building connections, and not just connections that are because of money, but connections where you gain things other than money. Because what's going to happen is, when you have these connections, and everybody has their own information, because no one person will have all the information, and you share that information between each other, you as a team become stronger. And this is not something that is new. This has always been the style of humans from time beyond. Even from the cave days, you see the human that is the scout will say, I noticed a stream along this road. Since we are relocating now, probably that will be a nice place for us to check out. Sharing of information. That's why the early humans already knew the key value things. Be a group. Work together for the betterment of the group and improve the group. It's just the age that we have gotten to now, where the individualism has become more important than the groupness, right? And people who understand the value of the group mentality and the strength of it a lot of them are selfish people who then use it for private reasons, right? But when you have a situation where you have a good intentioned person leading a group, the result that comes out from it is always crazy. So learn, improve yourself, unlearn, relearn, and keep getting better as a human.
So that's what it is.
That's it. Nothing new. The same lessons we've always
So
known.
at the end of the day, AI, no AI, blah 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 blah
Still
blah.
the same.
Humans still have to revert back to the original
The core values. The core values.
Man, Bayo, it's been a time with you, man.
Yeah,
this
same
is
here.
really. There's a lot of information that you know. We can keep talking till tomorrow. We keep
Yes.
talking about AI. There are so many things we didn't talk about.
Yes.
Like AI is so vast that we didn't even. We are just scratching the surface with all these things that we're talking about.
Yes, very much so.
We're still gonna have all the times, not just one time.
Yes.
We're gonna have all the times
We'll have a lot more to talk about.
to dig deep because we have to really talk about these things because that's where we are now. That's our reality
Yes.
now. We have to keep talking about it.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? And I believe, it's not just for us, it's for the community, it's for the kids, it's for the elders, it's for everybody. If you don't want to go, if you don't want to, we talk about survival of the fittest, elimination of the fittest. If you don't want to be eliminated,
Yep.
then you have to lock in. You have
Yep.
to key in into this.
Yes.
And I appreciate you. Your knowledge is crazy, my brother. And there's
I
something
still
I
don't
do
know-
on
I
the
still
show.
don't know enough.
There's something I do on the show. I have to quickly do it with you before we go. I don't know
Okay.
how many minutes we have left, but I have to do it before you go.
Okay.
Bayo, I want to give you your flowers.
Okay.
You've been a great man. In 30 seconds, I'm giving you a bouquet of flowers. I wanted you to share this bouquet of flowers with 3 people, that have contributed to you to your life positively. Give them their flowers. Mention their name.
Okay, that's going to be very difficult because I'm the result of far more than those 3 people. So rather than mentioning 3 people,
One at the foundational part of your life. Second, at the very point that you have to move to the next level. Then the third one at the later part.
okay. So I can refer to a group of people rather than a specific person.
Okay,
Is that
please
fine?
do, please
So, foundation, my family.
Okay.
Right. They were everything.
Okay.
They did what they could, and I'm a result of them.
Okay.
Where the face of improving, all the people I have worked with.
Okay.
They've helped me one way or the other, right? They've helped me improve myself. They've shown me that you only gain when you challenge yourself, right? Which is why I love challenges.
Okay.
And the last phase, my partner, my wife,
Okay.
because that phase of life is a phase of life that you really cannot do with anybody aside from your partner, no matter how much you try. You can have help from other parties, you can have assistance, but it goes back to the 2 of you agreeing to work together and keep going and enjoying the challenges and destroying all the limits no matter what.
Bayo, I really appreciate you. It's really, really been a good time. I've learned a lot. Trust me. And I don't want to stop. I just want to keep going. A
I've
lot
also
of
learned a
people.
lot.
I'm sure that at this point, if you're still with us at this point, then I know who you are. I know the level you are. But this conversation is not. I don't think it's for everybody. This conversation is not for everybody. Like we were saying that, for you to survive these days that we are going into, that we are already and
Yep.
we're going into, there are some things you need to have. And I'm sure that the people that followed us to this level,
Yep.
they are those people
Yep.
that will survive these times that we
Yep.
are in.
Yep.
So if you followed us up to this time, congratulations. I think you have the prospects to survive these days that we are in. Well, some people say tech is the apocalypse. Some people say AI is going to be apocalypse. I don't know. Some people say the things that we used to see in sci-fi movies are going to happen? Well, I don't know. But I just know, like Bayo said, learn. Keep learning. Don't ever stop learning. Don't ever stop advancing yourself. Wherever you are, what level, I don't know the level you are, don't ever stop. You know, at the end of the day, we're still bringing more of this AI discussion. Like we've just scratched the surface. Bayo, you are coming back for real. Just know
I can't say no.
you're coming back.
I can't say no.
Now we are gonna dive deep into all these concepts. Yeah. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we do, what we do, what we do, how we do, what we do, what we do's. Avik in the building. I'm going out of the building. Bayo is in the building. He's going out of the building. So we are going out of the building.
Yes,
now.
we are.
Well, we're coming back. And when we come back, it's gonna be the blockbuster.
Yes, it is.
The saga.
The sequel.
The sequel. So until then, I appreciate you guys for staying with us thus far. And follow us on all social media at Avik TV. And also subscribe to the YouTube channel. And you know what it is, you know what we do, what we do, how we do, what we do, what we do. Avik in the building, going out of the building. Saying, I'll see you guys in the jiffy. Oh, shit!
Awesome. Oh boy. Bele. Kushe.